To finish off this project, we're going to make the transitions between each one of our images a little smoother. So currently, each one of our images is just placed inside the DOM, but we're going to make this smoother by adding a fade effect. So the way we can do this is by adding a class to our image once this has been generated. We can then move over to our CSS and add this as an animation. So if we head over to our set image source function, inside here is where we generate a new image element to display inside the browser. So we can access our image variable, and I'm going to do this just after we set the source. We can do this by selecting the class list property, which has a method called add. This will allow us to add a new class name to our image element, and I'm going to go for a name of fade. We can now use this over in our style sheet. So head over to our styles.css, and we can add this anywhere inside of our style sheet. I'm going to go for just above our media query, and we can begin to target our fade element. But just before we do this, we need to create our animation, and we can do this with the keyframes rule. We then give our animation a name, and I'm going to go for fade. And here we set which CSS property we want to change over the course of this animation. From this we can use from and to, where we specify which CSS properties we want to begin with, and then which ones we want to end with. So to create a fade effect, we're going to set the CSS property of the opacity to be equal to 0. So this means that this is completely transparent and we won't see anything on the screen. In our case, we won't see the image inside the browser. At the end of this fade or this animation, we want the opacity to be a value of 1. This means that our image will be completely visible or opaque once our animation has finished. So the way we can use this is up inside of our fade class. Remember, fade is the class which we've added to our image element, and we can add our keyframes with the animation name. The animation name is fade. This is this name just here. And now we have an animation which is going to go from 0 opacity to be fully opaque or fully visible on the screen. But at the moment, this is probably not going to create any kind of effect. Let's just check this and reload. We don't see anything different inside the browser. This is because this is happening pretty much straight away, and there's no time delay between the start and the end of our animation. To do this, we can set the animation duration, and this is the number of seconds we want this to happen over. And we're going to set this animation to happen over 1 second. So now if we try it in the browser and click on play, we see that each image which is loaded has an animation which is over 1 second. And this just makes the game a little smoother for the end user. And of course, you can play around with these and make these animations more custom and make this project your own. So this is now the end of our number match game. I hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.